Certainly on the growth front, we're looking for a slowdown in global growth in the second and third quarter. There is a lot of divergence globally, so our global outlook is called Sun Rises in the East, and despite some of this discouraging news from China, we do still see Asia outperformance relative to the Western world, that is to say the US, where we don't have a hard landing, but we effectively have a flat lining in the economy over the second and third quarter before growth then picks up towards the end of the year. And certainly in the UK, we've had 1 year already of below potential growth. We think that will continue. The Bank of England has done a lot in terms of monetary tightening, 440 basis points. They will do at least one more, as you've pointed out, it's our call. The market thinks they might do 3 more hikes. And so that has a lagged effect on the economy. So despite the fact that real wage growth will turn positive by the end of the year, those lagged effects of monetary tightening will continue to weigh on the economy.
I know the Chancellor of Exchequer moderately well. I've met him a few times. I find him very personable off camera, actually. I think his on-camera persona is quite wooden, actually, compared to he's actually quite an interest. I'm sure you've met him as well off camera. But I'm just wondering if he's made a bit of a mistake in the effort to get credibility back for this government, which I think it's fair to say had zero economic credibility in October last year. Does anyone want to disagree with that? I thought Truss and Kwarteng actually made a pig's ear. Yeah, I thought it was appalling. We just looked ridiculous in the UK. But, and my word's not yours, but I think in order to get credibility back, I'm just wondering if he's tightened the screws too much and whether those concerns about what he's done fiscally are just, he's relied on, I'm Mr. Sensible, the grown-ups are back in the room. Has he gone too far and actually doused that potential growth that could have been there if he hadn't been too tough fiscally?
Well, the interesting thing about UK's fiscal policy, of course, is that when Chancellor Hunt and obviously Prime Minister Sunak took over, their immediate reaction was not to be overly fiscally restrictive in the next couple of years, which is to say 2024 and 2025. A lot of the spending cuts that are penciled in for the medium term. And it is questionable whether they are deliverable. Of course, there might be a new government in place by the time it comes to actually deliver those plans. What was a positive step, I would say, is that in the budget that was delivered in March, the focus really was on the supply side of the economy. Obviously, the most notable initiative was around female participation rate. So more of that would probably be welcomed for the UK economy, where potential growth is in the ballpark of around 1%.